Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome. Today we're at Liverpool. We're going to head over to Manchester in this Transpennine Class 802. Normally, we'd be going via Warrington Central correction. However, today we're going via the Chat Moss line. This is the new Alan Thompson sim route. $14.99 if you have a subscription. $24.99 if you don't. I have a subscription, so I paid $14.99 for mine. This just does actually go to show how big the 802s are. Okay, we are parked. We're actually parked further forward than he is. But look how small this 319 is comparatively. We're a carriage longer, but his 4 carriages are as long as 3 of ours, pretty much. In the cab, not much to do to set up. Reverse it forward, and we'll go to the external view. Yeah, no, we shan't. We'll go, and what we'll do is we're just going to set 2 headlights to full mode, and that's the cab set up for departure. So really not much to do at all. This is, as I say, that the TPE livery comes from Alan Thompson sim with the route. Looks pretty good if you ask me. Although I am having a moment that this isn't branded. Is it? Nope. No, it doesn't say Transpennine on the side at all. But I'm at 90% sure there's a little box there that says Transpennine. It's quite interesting. Oh, hello, 323. So actually, this is a route learning video. It's also one of my bugbears with the route. If you look at the requirements for this scenario, in the current version of the manual, the 323 isn't listed. Neither is a 158 that's supposed to be on the front of that train that I've swapped out because it's some weird little livery. And that's something, that's why I don't use liveries in my scenarios. It's an absolute pain to figure out where they've come from. Hopefully we won't have to follow him too closely. But yeah, that's one of my main issues with this scenario, with this route, is the seeming inaccuracy of the manuals. But anyway, we should be getting ready to depart very soon on our way to Manchester Victoria today. On the route we're going to be calling. Let me get my notepad out. Where have I shoved the notepad? This could be a problem. Panic! Light source. There it is. Didn't even turn the light on. Didn't even find the on button on the light in time. There we go. I've got that. I got my straw for my drink. Always best to have a drink when you record. Also, if you get a drink from McDonald's, get no ice. I got that drink delivered about 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago now. And so obviously it would have been prepared beforehand, and it's still not warm, so still pretty cool. Just goes to show you don't need the ice, and it means you get more drink for the same price. Right, in the cab, I say we're set up ready for departure. I'm going to hit Control Shift and D. Okay, no I'm not. I set safety systems, but we have a green signal as the first one we can see. So away we go. Start speed 15 miles an hour. We go. So looking at the manual for the ATS Chat Moss route, the requirements. The requirements are actually really good for this. It is the Train Simulator 2021, the Overhead Line Electrification Pack current version, and Dovetail Games Liverpool Manchester route. That's pretty minimal as far as requirements go, and respect that. It should go through how to install, which is pretty basic, so I'm not going to talk about that. It actually does requirements check you've got everything. If you don't, it won't let you install, which I think is a bit of a shame. But because times you can sort of, obviously, you can. For example, when I was first doing my note, when I was first playing, the Leeds lines. I did it without the overhead line pack, and it was fine. You know, I knew the overhead lines weren't going to be there, weren't going to be massively great, so yeah, not too concerned. Let me go grab a sip of my drink. That's right, so straw's probably the loudest way for me to drink, but oh well. From being the first intercity railway in the world after its completion in 1830 to one of the busiest, most modern commuter networks outside of London, Liverpool and Manchester via Chat Moss is a marvel of ingenuity. Many critics said a route across the Moss was impossible. The Liverpool-Manchester Railway, as it was known at the time, had a great collection of innovative achievements, such as the Skew Bridge at Rainhill, and what is today hugely essential to operation signalling. This route has been brought to life in stunning detail in train simulator and representation as you would like to see on a train today. The route features infrastructures old and new alike, all recreated with custom assets for stations and noteworthy features. So first station on the route was Liverpool Lime Street, opened in 1836, one of the oldest big terminus stations in the world actually. Sort of hoop skirts and big grass era. We are going up to 40 now. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of cosplay research lately. So, and then obviously right the way through to Manchester Victoria. I'm not going to look at the manual too much for interesting features. I'm going to try and spot them on the route, you know. And if we need help, we can get help. There we go. So scenarios with 9 Mike 36, Newcastle to Liverpool Lime Street 50 minutes. Man Airport to Chester on a class 175 50 minutes. None of these mention the 323, and I think they all use it, which is a bit of a shame. Oh no, one of them does. 2 Fox 25, the 0910 Origin Bankhead Liverpool Lime Street 319. And 2 Alpha 93, 727 Liverpool Lime Street to Crewe. 6 Mike 34, Drax to Toobrook, Liverpool Lime Street to Newcastle, which is what we're driving today. Okay, so my bad. Actually, no, this isn't my bad. It doesn't list it on here. One of the cool features is they have added RA signals, which is the right of way. I'll point that out if I see it. I don't think it features much in this scenario. And I have to end the scenario to check. So yeah, we are still at 40. Coming around the curve. And we normally curve off to the right here, where the 156 went. But we're going straight ahead. You can see we've got the green, we've also got a 75. So we'll go up to 75 as soon as we pass that. That's usually what as soon as this passes here. That'll do me. Power! But passing through the next station, we need to drop down to 70. And that's Wavertree Technology Park. So I believe this is potentially still Liverpool Manchester, but this looks nice. This looks sort of like upgraded scenery, if that makes sense. There's Wavertree, so I'm just going to stop at 70. It'll be fine. Hello, the 802. I've had a few trips on these now, and they're actually quite nice little trains to ride. I'm trying to turn my cab light off. Shift L is what does that. Okay, back up to 75. No, we're not. I was just being ignorant. And there's an 80, so we'll wait for the... Okay, Weirdly, that doesn't quite line up. I don't question it. There are some missing assets. Now, I had some issues with the install the first time I ran it. I then reran it over the top. So, I don't know. That might be a me thing, that might be a root thing. I assume it's a me thing because there's no way you can miss that, but there's also no way you can miss missing assets in a scenario, so who knows. Yeah, there's some guides on how to actually do the trigger in the scenario, which is quite nice. Credits: Alan Thompson, The Big Cheese, Overseer Extraordinaire, and Man of Unparalleled Drive. Max Mortimer, Ben Swift, Jake Fuller, Cameron Forbes, Dom Cazzo, He's most likely used to people mispronouncing his name. Clowes, James Ivel, James Class 37, Pete Mitchell, Matt Goodison, Kev Butler, Kyra, Young Catgirl, Leander Gothard, 3 Clicks Phil, and the testing team. But yeah, so sorry, I can't read a manual anti-root learning, especially not in a train that has really bad sound, so you can't tell what it's actually doing. Yes. Oh dear. So yeah, we just got a bit of a cruise on now until Lee Green, which is our first stop. I think we are calling Liverpool Lime Street, Lee Green, Newton Lee Willows, and Manchester Victoria. Total distance on the first leg at 11 miles was 10.75 miles to be precise. Yeah, so it's Lee Green's our next stop, then it's Newton Lee Willows and Manvik. Interesting. But so that the bug with the incorrect requirements, I'm going to call that a bug. That's not world-ending, but it's just something I sort of see with ATS products is a lack of polish. Now, I know that's quite rich coming from me, having not released in a very long time, over a year at this point, but yeah. Just, I personally, if I'm charging for something, well, actually, it's rich coming from me based off what happened when I hit the 50s. But that was, yeah, I was on crack at that point pretty much. No, I wasn't on drugs. I've never done drugs, won't do drugs, don't do drugs, kids. Yeah. But, yeah. As I say, it's a lack of polish thing, which I'm going to call ATS a reasonably experienced studio now. And that's the kind of stuff that should have been caught. Yes, it's not a groundbreakingly bad issue. It's from a great gameplay perspective, the majority of players can work around it, but it just shows a lack of polish, in my opinion. Lack of focus on sort of the big. I'm going to call it the big picture items because that's pretty much what it is. Getting the requirements list right. It's a big picture item. Making the train go from point A to point B, getting the requirements right, scenario descriptions and scenario timescales. That is also a big picture item for me. But that's the kind of stuff that misses. And for me as a scenario dev, I struggle to see past that sometimes. Yeah. Obviously, this is my first trip in the Class 800 in Train Simulator for a route learning video. So, quick little cab tour, I guess. Emergency stop button, speedo, power brake indicator, we're about to start braking for Newton Lee Willows, so I'll pause for now. Hello 319. Yeah, so you see this bridge here? Coming up on the curve, this is the brake for Newton Lee Willows. As we brake, oh, come on, stutter, stutter, stutter. That's OBS doing that. It was running absolutely fine earlier. So I'm going to torque some brake on. And I'm aiming for a speed of about 40, 45 miles an hour. That's actually the station there, so put the brake back up. Pretty swift brake application. Okay, this is going well. I've definitely had some issues figuring out where my switches are placed. No. Okay, well this is how you do a setback. There we go, and there go the doors. So, reverse it back forward. But welcome to Newtley Willows. Correction, welcome to Lee Green. After this is Newtley Willows, which is another 5.4 miles. It's a very similar distance, but this time we're doing the entire journey at 90. There go the doors. Okay, right away. So you can go pretty much into full power with this thing straight away. It doesn't punish you for it, and to be honest, I'd be surprised if current traction control systems meant that they couldn't do this. There we go, we'll have correction, DSD now as well. Yeah. So, as I said, throttle, power braking indicator, ABS, also DSD. We're in electric mode. This is a Class 800 cab from the Great Western region prototypes. So this is all different. For example, I know on LNER units it's different, and probably on TransPennine units as well. I'm not sure if this is something that's going to change in the ATS enhancement pack. That's what was shown off late last year, so who knows? Probably come out in about another year's time. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a sassy mood today. It's one of those things I definitely know. I feel like it should come out when it's ready. I just feel like they sometimes tease things a little bit too soon. You know, taking a leaf out of AP's book. That, you know, they usually tease things when it's within 2 weeks of release, not more than a year. You know, this was first seen more than a year ago. Probably closer to 2 years ago. But anyway, further cab tour. Door interlocks, pretty handy to look at. Door release, not simulated. Signal, not simulated. Pantograph controls, not simulated. Wiper controls, not simulated. No, that isn't. So you can set your speed. I'm just going to turn it off. GSMR stuff, in-train stuff, emergency brake plunger, power brake controller, master key, reverser, headlight controls, self-dispatch screens, DOO screens. So basically, obviously you can see the CCTV from the station on that. Headlights, hazard warning switch, not simulated. AC for the cab. That's desk illumination. I want backlighting, which it doesn't have. So there's that. But yes, apart from that, that's the cab for the 802. The 802, of course, different from the 800 by the fact it has large. Well, yeah, from the 800 by the fact that it has large diesel engines, and that's because, the 802s are used by primarily by TransPennine and Great Western. Great Western have them for the Devon Banks, and TransPennine have them for the Pennines. The only sort of anomaly to that is, of course, Hull Trains who have them. But I again, making an assumption here, they have them not for. Sorry, I had a bit of a panic break there. Yep, no. We are at 1.5 miles to go, I believe. No, correction, 1 mile to go. So, I'm just going to brake on the bridge. I believe we cross over here. No, actually, I want to brake here. Come on. Yeah, based on what happened last time, I'm going to brake here. So anyway, as I was saying, obviously Hull trains have them as well. My fan theory is that Hull trains have them for maintenance simplicity. So if a Hull trains 802 goes, broken, or fails, yep, hard brake again. Fails before it's due to go out, or for sort of long-term fails, transparent can land 802, or vice versa, and also when it comes to maintaining, like long-term maintenance on the night time, it's the same engines, so it's fewer spare parts, logistics. That would be my guess, but I wouldn't know. Because obviously they'll all get some sort of oversight maintenance at Doncaster Car IP. Here we go, and we'll reach the doors. And that is Newtonley Willows. So again, the station here is pretty perfectly done. Got the nice signs, which are obviously Merseyrail, because we're still in Merseyside. Nice Mersey seats as well. I do like, they've all got custom station models, which I like. I respect that. I don't think it's baked, but the thing is, you don't even see that from the train. You see that when you get out and fly around. So, again, not too bothered. Those doors, it's a shame that didn't open. That must be within like a couple of mil of the thing. This is actually pretty common though. The train was facing the other way. Or is it the doors closed? No, they haven't. Facing the other way, so there was a window here, and I was sitting at the back row of seats at Chesley Street, and I was basically in a door, actually in a carriage, where the doors didn't open because SDO. Miss, do you think you're going to get on? Miss with the slightly manly face. And I know, again, that's rich coming from me, but, yeah. Have I broken myself? Potentially. Oh no, we're due to sit here for 2 minutes, that's fine. Hello, 175. So this is the V2 enhancement pack from AP 175, not the Major Wales. Which, no destinations, interesting. It's little things like that, and I know Alan always says I don't necessarily want to make super duper scenarios, but actually I've even just noticed this. This is a C bug, in the words of Dovetail, very minor, but you can see the stop point for the train so far forward, the front doors aren't open, and yeah, that's a polish thing. You can imagine that this was Diesel's new correction. Let's have a look at the station building over here. Again, very nice. Ooh, that is nice actually. And then the way up and down the platforms, and Newtonley Willows. You see, I can almost imagine the station, which is strange because I've never actually been down this route before in reality, but I can imagine sort of the view down there. Weird. It's strange that, when you have sort of almost deja vu style flashbacks, you can imagine something in reality. Yeah. Which I guess that's a credit to the modelers on that one. I'm picking this apart because, yes, historically I've had a bit of a checkered relationship with Alan, but, I'd rather pick, for me, I'm looking at this as a consumer. I'd rather pick this apart and be able to turn around and say, actually, you got X, Y, Z wrong, and then they know for next time, and this doesn't come from necessarily a bad place. This just comes from a you missed a bit place. Anyway, our next stop is Manchester Victoria, and around 15 miles. So up to 90 we go. By the way, I forgot to mention the cab too, that's the horn. Which only has a single tone, which is a very long blast, but DTG does DTG things. I'm in a very sassy mood today. This is not what I'm normally like. Sorry for being quite sort of, yeah. It's, I don't know. I'm not drunk, so I don't know. I had a pint earlier, but I shouldn't be that bad, right? Right, there's the 90. There we go, I'll just leave. So, we are staying at 90. That flashing light, we can't really use it because it's sort of slightly metagamey. But basically, that's the ATP system, which is modelled because this is a Great Western cab, saying, hey, there's an 80 limit, sorry, correction, 75 limit coming up, but that's not for a while. It's actually part of the slowdown for Manvik. Yeah, you can see 40 mile. I'm trying to refresh my head. We are just blasting along. I do wish I had a notch brake control. It would make it a lot easier. But yes, I said this reskin comes with the route. Pretty pleased with that actually. You know, it fills a hole. Okay, that's something it does miss. There's no driver variants, and yeah, so it would have been that row of seats I was in. According to this, would have been in first class. Interesting. Yeah, I think some of them must have different configurations. Again, some missing textures. I think it's probably a me issue, not a them issue, but it's just hard to prove. I like the pipe runs as well. It's quite a nice touch. There's a lot of nice sort of little stuff built into these routes, and that, you know, I enjoy and respect. It's just, yeah. Do you on the rare occasion get mildly triggered? But as I say, you know, I'm doing my best to provide sort of honest feedback on it, and just, you know, this is the stuff I noticed. This is, yeah. This is the stuff I would notice in testing a dovetail, you know. Well, the missing textures is a smack in the face, but, you know, plot holes, stuff like that, you know, or, you know, issues with how things set up, I do spot that. Unfortunate, but, you know. This has no noise. That's, in case you haven't assumed, that's not what an 802 doing 90 miles an hour sounds like. I'm speeding a lot today. Sorry, guys. There we go. See, that thing flashes for ages. Okay, we're now going to slow the train at 60 miles an hour, because there's a 75 followed by 60, but for no apparent reason they don't choose to warn us for it. So put a bit of a swift application on. There we go, that's fine. And we'll just continue braking it down to 60. And then, yeah. Gently skim that last bit of speed off. So yeah, we're now obviously coasting. You can see there's a 60 post there. Our speed limit increases at the next post, but we just got to slow down for now. I'm not sure, I assume it's this crossing here that slows us down for some reason, because there's no turns. Yeah. Crossover. And we've also got these with missing assets again. So I do feel like there's definitely some sort of asset they have that I don't, and that's not been included in the installer. But I could be wrong. So 75 again, as mentioned. I'm going to utilise that a little bit just for the accelerations because it is something difficult to judge when you pass 5 carriages. Why did I do that? I regret this. I regret my choices. I regret. Oh no! Oh no! You don't get to see my Amazon shopping. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to check my audio levels. And get distracted again. I must be drunk. By the way, I've been looking at my sort of schedules and stuff for how I release. I'm finding the weekly release is quite a sort of compatible thing at the moment, because obviously I released the Pershing from Česká Třebová to Pardubice the other day, which I really enjoyed that drive actually, and I'd love a cruise control in this or an automatic mode in this. But I'm hoping to cover some more routes soon. I'm covering a couple of UK routes now just because I've got this route, I've got the Peterborough Cambridge that I want to do, and see AP, at least currently, I haven't released. I think it'll probably be this weekend coming or the next that they release it. I have 378, so I'll probably be I want to do Newbury to or correction, Bedwin into Paddington on a 180, which I believe they used to do at one point. You know, I don't think they trusted them on the massively long journeys. This is hard, this button positioning. But you know, I don't think they trusted them on those journeys out to sort of the West Country. I know they've done Cardiff a couple of times, but I think something like either a Newbury service or would be quite fun to do with the revamped version. Unfortunately, the sound improvements aren't that great for it. I want to get the I think there is one out there, it's a freeware one, and see how compatible that is. If I can whack that in, then that'll make it sound decent. But it's one of those trains I do enjoy. It's weird. I enjoyed it before I understood how bad Naron it was, if that makes sense. What's that sign there, I wonder? Just noticed that on this pass. Oh, it's just a blank for a signal, I guess. Probably something. That's weird. I'm not sure what that does. But it's a cool asset, you know. It's a cool asset. There we go. Back at notch 1 for a bit. Yeah. So there's that. I've also got, I got that. I've got the I've got SW, South Western Expressways. It's just about balancing all that up quite, nicely. I'm trying to skim some speed up as a precaution here. Actually, no, I'm not. Yeah, no, I just can't read. Yeah, we got more for that, but we can ignore that. I believe it's Eccles coming up as our next station. Apparently it's where the cakes come from. Yes, I have my priorities straight. Cake. There we go. So it is after this, the 50. After that, I'm just going to coast it. We drop down to some slow speed coming at the station, which is in Manchester, Victoria. Oh, final stop today. I feel like I'm an airline pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard your Transpennine service from Liverpool Lime Street to Newcastle. Today we'll be cruising at precisely 0 feet and up to 125 miles an hour. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Overtaking the cars on the way in. I think my memory's struggling. I think that will be to do with OBS, unfortunately. But we are just outside of Manchester, Victoria now. Probably should be there within about 6 or 7 minutes. Also, it looks way better looking at my OBS than it does looking at the screen, which is weird. So if you want an in-depth review, a good place to look is Train Sim TV. This is more of a driving you down the route, showing you around, you know, big picture items, just to see what it's like. Actually, if you look at the Train Sim TV video, and they don't have these issues, then you notice a me thing. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. So I'm just going to put a bit of energy on. Oh, no, not that much. Just a bit of brake power. We've also got the Railworks Austria Nordbahn to do, which is quite a cool route in Austria that I've actually done IRL that I want to do. But I just need to get that all planned out. I need to figure out what I want to drive for it. Oh, look at that. Here comes a 802. Not an 802, a 68. These things sound amazing when they're put away from the IRL. Just like that's what they sound, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that next sounds a 30, so we'll bleed that speed up a bit quicker. Yep. I'll be there in time. See, I looked up to look down to sort of confuse you, but no. And we go, and as we... So, the line off to the right is towards Manchester Victoria. And if I pause, I'm going to just quickly save because I don't trust the game. I'm going to pause again. To quickly show you, you float up here, and you can see Manchester Piccadilly. This is all DTG scenery. Well, that's Oxford Road. No, it's not Oxford Road. That's whatever the station before Oxford Road is. That's the tram line. That's Manchester Central, which is now defunct. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, basically you can see Manchester Piccadilly. Yeah, this definitely has my memories about to melt. This Oxford Road, stuff like that. Cool. Happy days. I mean, Piccadilly is there, so it's definitely here. It shows how close the two stations are. That's Piccadilly. And like over here is Victoria. And I say this used to be Manchester Central, but this is now defunct. I think it floats in the base game as well. Right. Anyway, back to our train. Also, you can see the Ordsall Curve, which is that bridge there, which prior to them putting that in, which was in about 2012, 2013, they didn't actually have a direct link. You couldn't take a train directly from Manchester Victoria to Manchester Piccadilly. You'd have to have reversed to Eccles, which is a bit crazy, really. Just shows how short-sighted some of the reaching cuts were. There we go. I'm letting the speed drift down to 20 miles an hour, 20. As we're approaching Salford Central, just after Salford Central it drops to 20 on the way into Manchester Victoria. Got a train coming up behind us. Should do a quick time check. Plenty of time. That's why I have a professional driver like yours truly. You can see it's also got quite a nice billboard. Dynamic concrete. I think that must be custom. Would be nice to get some run sounds on this train. There's our 25. Yeah, I'm at 25. So that's absolutely fine. So corrections. It was 25 here instead of 20 entering the station. I got a little confused there. I do that a lot these days. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching today's videos. We're coasting into Manchester Victoria. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to see more from me every Monday at the moment. I may increase videos again in the future, but just due to the amount of stuff going on in reality for me right now, one video a week is plenty pressure enough. You know, I know there are a few people who do watch my videos regularly, and that's why I'm trying to sort of, you know, get that a bit consistent for you. You can see we're pulling into Victoria here. This is a custom asset. Let's have a quick fly around this asset, and then we will call it there. But this is Victoria, so you can see obviously combines a concert hall, which is, you know, unfortunately with Manchester bombing happened. Car park, a bridge. I can live with that level of detail. You don't even go this side really unless you're doing something strange. This is the tram station here. There are trams with the Manchester Huddersfield route, which I may do something with. Manchester Victoria. Looks very nice. So, since one of the recent refurbishments, it does look quite good. Got this is open to the sky, and I think this one's glassed over. So wait, no, it's just open to the sky. Fair enough. For some reason I thought that was a glassed over one. Oh well. Oops. That was silly of me. Right away. My phone's saying it's bedtime, which means it's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's not good. And there's the sun above us. We're just going to stop at midway then, because we are a 5 car. I think, yeah, you can definitely fit more than a 5 car into here. Yeah, and you can see we'll be departing on the down slow, which is DS. How a changeover class 769. Yeah, look at that. Especially for the 319 diesels. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to see more from me on a semi-regular basis. But that is me for now. Overall, my thoughts on the route. Would I pay more than $14.99 for it? Not really. Not with the current issues I've highlighted. It's good, but it just... for me to be worth that much money, it needs to be polished, and I just don't feel like it's polished enough yet. But apart from that, I actually did enjoy this journey. You know, it's a route we haven't had yet, and that's quite a big thing for me, so I enjoy that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.